Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to week 4 of Lead Magnets That Lead Somewhere. So, over the past 3 weeks, you've done something that most authors really never take time to even do. So, be proud of yourself. You started with clarity, you identified one reader, one core need, one clear message, and where your lead magnet will lead. Then you moved into the conception form of it. You chose a type of lead magnet. You identified the quick win. You created the simple outline and even developed a clear title that would capture your reader. And then last week, you did the work of creation. You wrote the introduction, the core content. You may have added your application and created that bridge to ongoing communication. So at this point in your journey, you really have something important. You actually have a lead magnet. Now, it may not feel perfect yet. It may feel simple and maybe even a bit unfinished, but you do have something real. And this is where we have to be careful not to stop. So I put within our Facebook group, Book Marketing Pro Academy, your checklist. And the checklist is going to be something really important for you to work through. So you will start with week 1. It combines week 2 and 3, week 2 and then week 3, just to make sure that you are creating everything. Because if some elements are missing, you may have a harder time doing this next step. So it's a really good thing. Just download it. If you have time, go through it before tomorrow when the steps start arriving. And then we will do a coaching session tomorrow. You don't have to be at all of it. Just pop in if you have a question about your particular lead magnet, and we will make sure that you get some help on it. So here's what happens at this point. We don't want you to stop because you have created something that's very useful. We want to make sure that it gets used. So this week, we're going to do something just as important as creating it. We're going to make it usable. We're going to make it so it is accessible. And we are going to be putting it in front of the people who need it. You may even start thinking about that. Like, who could I test this lead magnet on? Send it to them, see if it's something that they feel is beneficial for what they are seeking. So this week, we're going to discover where your lead magnet begins to do really what it's created to do. So it's going to serve the reader. So here is the big principle that we're going to work on this week, the big aim. Before we walk through the steps, I really want to anchor it in really one important idea. Your lead magnet doesn't need to be impressive. It needs to be usable. So many authors get stuck here because they start focusing on design, perfection, and presentation. And that's important, but they think it needs to be completely polished before they share it. And what's going to happen is as you share it, it's going to start morphing even into something more usable. So most readers really aren't looking for something that's really super polished. They're looking for something that's helpful. So if your lead magnet is clear, simple, and easy to use, it's going to serve your reader well. And when something serves your reader well, it builds trust, and trust is what's going to lead them to connecting with you. So this week, we're not focusing on making something fancy. We're focusing on making something usable. So again, with the creation of it, focus on making it usable. And if you have the skill set to make it look like a professional designer, then by all means do that. But if you are more simple and you're not quite sure how to navigate all those tools yet, it's okay as long as it's usable. And we'll be here to help you out to make sure that we create something that is usable and appealing to your reader. So here's a couple steps. We're going to have 4 of them. Step 1, simplify and finalize your content. So the first step this week is really to simplify what you've created. Most authors, when they write that first draft, like you did last week, you include way more than what you needed, and that's natural. But a lead magnet works best when it feels light and focused. So this step is about refining your content. You want to remove anything that feels unnecessary. You want to shorten anything that feels too long. And you want to make sure that every part of your lead magnet points back to the quick win that you identified. So that's why it's important to follow all the steps. So here's a simple question guide to, here's some simple questions to guide you. And this will all be in the posts that come each day. So you don't need to take a lot of notes. I'm just giving you an overview today. So does this help my reader take one step forward? If the answer is no, it probably doesn't need to be included. Then remember, your goal is not to say everything. Your goal is to help the reader. So simple gets used, overwhelming gets ignored. All right, here's step 2. Format your lead magnet. This part's fun. The second step is to format the lead magnet so it's really easy and read to use and to read. So we want to make sure we use really good fonts. This is where many authors feel the pressure to design something that is completely professional, beautiful, way above perhaps your skill set. But let me encourage you, clarity matters more than design. Your lead magnet can be created into something simple as using Canva or using a clean Word document if that's easier for you. What matters most is that it's easy for your reader to move through. So we'll talk through some of the things this week about using clear headings, making sure there's spaces between sections, breaking up longer paragraphs so that the reader doesn't get tired or lost in the middle of the ambiguous group of words. Make it visually easy to follow. You know, most lead magnets are typically between 5 and 10 pages, depending on the format. It's not meant to feel like a book. It's meant to feel like a helpful, usable resource. So if your reader can quickly scan it, understand it, and use it, you've done this step well. Remember, if you have extra content, it's not wasted content. Perhaps it's step 2 that you can continue to nurture, which is going to be week number 5 with your reader. So step 3 is this. Create a simple landing point. Now, this may seem a bit overwhelming, but it's one of the most important things because you need a place where your reader can actually receive the lead magnet. You can create something great, but if nobody can find it, it's not going to do its job. So in other words, you have to answer this question. Where does someone go to get this? Without a clear next step, even the best lead magnet will not be used. Now, it doesn't need to be complicated. You can start with something simple. You can start with an email sign-up page through a platform like MailChimp or ConvertKit if you have an email list already. You can use a sample landing page on your website if you have a landing page. You can even use a basic free form from JotForm that you get one free form when you join that platform. And you can just use that and it can go to your current email and you do the lead magnet, giving it to them, whatever it's called, the fulfillment. You can do that just naturally. You can do it organically. Each time you get an email in, you just type in that email and send them off your pre-done email that has your lead magnet link. And we'll talk about how to do that this week. And we can do that also on the coaching call, both Thursday and Saturday. So even the basic form or link allows someone to request or download this resource. You can use a Facebook group, you can use your Substack, wherever you hang out and you are comfortable with, let's try and figure out a way to use that to capture your reader. The key idea is this: your reader needs a clear path. They should know exactly where to go and what to do to receive your lead magnet. If that path is unclear, people are not going to take the next step. All right, so there we go with the first 3 steps. The next step is start sharing it. This is the final step where everything comes to life because you begin to share your lead magnet. And this sometimes is where you might want to hesitate. They think you need to wait until everything's perfect. But the truth is your lead magnet becomes more effective as you use it. So start simple. You can share it in a post on social media. You can mention it in a conversation. You can offer it when you're teaching or speaking. You can share it inside a group or community. And when you share it, don't just describe the resource. Remember, we're speaking to the problem that it solves. So instead of saying, I created a guide, you might say, if you've been struggling with this, I created something that might help. That connects you with your reader, and it really invites them in. Remember, Your lead magnet is only going to work if people see it. So this week, we're taking what you've created and we're making it real. You are simplifying your content. You're formatting it so that it's easy to use. You're creating a place where readers can receive it, and you're beginning to share it with others. By the end of this week, your lead magnet will not just exist, it will be available, it will be accessible, and it will be serving the reader you had in mind from the very beginning. Inside the Facebook group, we're going to guide you through step by step each of these pieces. Nothing overwhelming, just clear, steady progress. And as you begin sharing your lead magnet, you may start to see something shift. You're no longer just preparing to reach readers, you're beginning to reach them, and that's where your message starts to move. So today, right after you watch this video, go into the Facebook group, download the checklist, and work through the checklist today to see that you are ready to start step 1 tomorrow. And I'll meet you in the Facebook group and then on Zoom as we coach. I can't wait to see your lead magnets. Hello, Lynette. Good to see you here. And we will be actually using Lynette's lead magnet as an example as we start to refine all of these pieces within our coaching. So see you in the Facebook group. Thanks for joining me today.